Gentlemen, welcome to Slam City Wrestling Brawl to end it all, being held by Slam City Wrestling in front of 1,000 people in the Sharp Gymnasium. We're going to kick it off with a 6-day scramble match, and about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction. Man like DeReese defeats AJ Gray, Ricky Knight Jr., Dempsey Regal, KJ Orso, and Adam Brooks in a scrambled match after scoring the most falls. Man like DeReese, though, was the weak link. 68, 55, 55, 69, 71, 45 for Brooks, Gray, Knight, Regal, Orso, and DeReese. 61, 30, and 70 down the line. So great wrestling action here tonight. All right, we see the Triple Crown champion, one called Manders, now walking to the backstage area as before the show as he finds SCW World Champion Pac in the background. Pac walks up and jokes with Manders, calling him youngin' and mocks him. Manders reminds Pac who he's talking to, the SCW champion, that is. Pac looks down at his championships and walks away. So at 61 here, we're going to go Manders and Pac. Coming up here shortly, 61 out the gate. And about that, that's superb wrestling. L.A. Park Jr. defeats Coughlin in 13-17 with his corkscrew body block. As an aside, Coughlin is exiting the promotion for a full-time schedule with New Japan, so he's putting over some guys on the way out. Coughlin and L.A. Park Jr. with a 63 and 65. The commentary did a great job, as did Gabe Kidd at ringside. 54 overall. All right, next up, and about that had good wrestling, but didn't have much heat. The Liga Lucha defeats Vandal 48 when Og Blanc pins Odagus Kogar with the Temple Ground. It was designed to be a crash-style stunt show. Og Blanc sustained a bruised eye socket. That's unfortunate. Odagus Kogar was slowed by injury, so we got a 57 for an injured match. Nevertheless, the Liga Lucha makes defense number 1 of their SCW championships with a 48, 54, 62, 51 down the line for the Liga Lucha and Vandal 48. That's unfortunate. Oof. All right, Mike and Cohen confirm now that at the next event, which is the 3rd annual Rocky Morton Howard Cup, it will be title versus titles, one called Manders versus Pac. So that's going to be an absolute fantastic match. Cohen absolutely crushed it without a script. That's great. All right, next up, we have La Iha defeating Arija Nakajima and Utami Hashishito when La Iha submitted Nakajima, making defense number 37 of her women's world title. La Iha cut a promo during the week on social media. While she is La Hija de Guadalajara, she's going by La Hija now because she's the daughter of SCW. So basically just dropping the secondary name. She's just La Hija because she's that type of wrestler here. 72, 64, 71 for La Hija, Arija Nakajima, and Utami Hashishita. Absolute banger of a match. Next up, we have Atticus Kogar defeating Ryan Davidson with his headlock drover, 55, 39, 70. This was just to get Atticus a win prior to the Rocky Mountain Horror Cup, 65, 45. All right. Next up, and about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, we have the Dungeon of Articus Spencer, Mark Wheeler, and Travis Williams defeating the War Dogs when Wheeler submitted Gotch following botched interference from Coughlin. So Coughlin accidentally botches his interference, leading to the War Dogs taking the loss against the newly minted Dungeon. 56, 37, 46 for Wheeler, Spencer, and Mason. 61, 68, and 67 for Mason, Gotch, and Kidd. 71 overall. After the match, the War Dogs look at Coughlin, who's apologizing, but turn on him, jumping him, and kicking him out of the War Dogs. So 75 overall. If Coughlin is to return, it will be in heat of the War Dogs here. Mason, Kidd, and Gotch absolutely laid out Coughlin. All right, next up, an amount that had superb wrestling and good heat. The one called Manders and Ace Dawson defeats Adrenaline Drip and Big and Bad of Stackhouse and Tremont when Manders pins Stackhouse with his Dr. Bomb. 72, 82, 64, 52, 53, 64. Adrenaline Drip of Cartwheel and Cappuccino Joes were great together. Manders and Ace Dawson are always a fun pairing, as is Big and Bad. 79 overall. And in the main event, Pac defeats Cardona with the Black Arrow, making defense number 14 of the championship, 75, 55, 81, with a 62 and 88 for Pac. A 79 overall. Wow. An absolute banger of a show. Possibly our best show of all time. I don't remember our highest, but I know there was Homecoming Day 2 for 2027 and 2026. So, nevertheless, an absolute fantastic match as we head into the Rocky Mountain Horror Cup, which is a deathmatch tournament for those of you who are just joining the channel. But until next time, it is me, Mikey Bro, wishing you a glorious rest of your day. Hey.